Hi everybody, I'm Elise from the blog LePetitSaintCrochet.com, and today I am really excited to be bringing you a brand new resource that just came out. It is an amigurumi food book. I am so excited about this. I cannot wait to share all about the little projects I made, all of my favorite patterns in here. You guys are going to absolutely love this book so very much. And I'm also going to share 9 ways you can use amigurumi food for homeschooling this year. I know a lot of you are going to be facing home educating your kids this year, whether you planned on it or not. And I am here as a veteran homeschool mom. I recently retired after homeschooling for 20 years, but I'm not just relying on my own ideas. I'm also interviewing my daughter, who is our oldest. She is in her 2nd year of her PhD program in music education, and she's taken a lot of classes on child development, and she's really studied this. So she gave me some great ideas. I interviewed her, we got the giggles, but we had fun, and I'm really excited to show you what we came up with. I also have a really fun printable because guess what? As a veteran homeschool mom, I love a little worksheet, I love a little printable, and I've got it free for you on my blog. You are going to find links to all of the resources in the description box below, including this little worksheet, the book, yarn, you name it, you're going to find it there. When Lauren Espy from A Menagerie of Stitches reached out to me to see if I would like to try her brand new book, Crochet Cafe, I was like, yes please. I would 100% love to try this book, and I want you guys to see my reaction when I opened the box because this was very genuine. I was so excited. Jersey Boy let me know that I had a package sitting outside, and I am so excited to share this with you guys. Oh my gosh, look at this. Crochet Cafe. This is from A Menagerie of Stitches, and she has this beautiful little card that is so sweet. So I'm excited to open this up with you guys. Look at that. I love when packaging is so pretty. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Okay, so here is the book. Wow, this is huge. Look at how big that book is. Oh, look, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's some safety eyes in here. Oh, look, crochet hooks. Look at that. Oh my goodness, and look at this. A little yarn sticker. That's so cute. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to pick out a pattern. This is really gonna be fun. I'm excited. You can already see why I was so excited. This book is incredible. There are 213 pages full of patterns. I don't even know how many patterns are in here, but there are a lot. And one of the things that I love most about this book is that it is gorgeous. This is one of the most beautiful amigurumi books I have ever seen. It looks like a menu. It's so cute. It's really just clever and whimsical, and those are 2 of my favorite things. All of these patterns are so much fun, so unique. They're very different, and I'm going to show you a few of my favorites. I started with these adorable little pancakes. Number 1, I love pancakes to eat, but I also found that they are super fun to crochet. I love all the little details with this, with the really cute, what is that? Maple syrup and the little pat of butter. I love that he's got a cute little face and those little rosy cheeks. I love that there's the little white detail around here, and these are really nice and firm, and you will find in the book how you can create something so nice and firm. You can probably guess, but I really love that she does a great job of explaining how to get this nice so they're not floppy like they would be if you didn't do this little technique. I don't want to give it away because that's why there's a book. The other thing that I thought would go perfect with pancakes is a little latte, and this one is so very cute. Again, the little facial detail, the little detail around the top, cute little handle. These were really simple patterns. I'm going to say that if you are an advanced beginner, you're probably going to be able to make these without much problems. There are tons of great photos in here. Lauren does a wonderful job of explaining how to do different techniques, how to create all the adorable, how to create all the adorable food in this this book. I know you guys are going to really, really love it. This is one of my very favorite designs from this book. It's the bento box, and I just think that this is just one of the cutest and one of the most clever ideas for a pattern for amigurumi food that I have seen. You've got the little green edamame there, and you have the cutie little egg with the face. This is just adorable. I just think it's so unique, and I'm so hungry now. I love this pattern for the pies. I think this is so beautiful. One of the things I love about this pattern is that it has the lattice work top, which is just so fun, a little more realistic, and I love that they have the cute little faces as well. The Chinese takeout is probably my favorite pattern from this entire book. I love that there is a fortune cookie, there's little shrimp, chopsticks, and some lo mein noodles in the little carry-out box. It has so much personality, so cute, and of course I love Chinese takeout too. I also love this little popcorn pattern. It is so cute with a red and white striped bag and the little embroidered popcorn on the front, and also the individual popcorn that have little faces. I just think that this is just adorable. I am a huge fan of grilled cheese and tomato soup. I'm really the only person in my house that loves tomato soup, so this is going to be one of the patterns that I make because it is just so cute and it's one of my favorite meals. I love that even the little spoon has a face, and you have the option to make a full sandwich or a half of a sandwich or both. It's just so cute, whimsical, unique, detailed, everything I love. This pattern is so cute. The little falafel pita. I love that the little eyes of the falafels are just peeking out over the pita. I love that you've got the little bit of lettuce and the onion and tomato in there. It's just such a cute little pattern, and I love the bright colors and how pretty it is, and cute and whimsical and fun. I've seen quite a few avocado patterns out there, but I haven't ever seen one for avocado toast. I think that is so cute. I love that it is something that maybe you already make every day, and it's just so much fun to have a crocheted food item like this. I'm really excited about this part of the video where we're going to be talking about how you can use amigurumi food for homeschooling. As I mentioned in the beginning, I am a veteran homeschool mom. I have 4 kids. I homeschooled all of them from kindergarten all the way until they graduated high school. All 4 of them have gone on to college. And one of the things that I really love to do is to find unique, fun things that I could teach my kids with. I loved hands-on activities. This is one thing that I think could be really fun for you in your homeschooling adventures this coming year. But one thing I want to mention, a little disclaimer, that of course I am not a replacement for expert advice or for your child's teacher or for you as the parent who knows your children. Or we talk a little bit about some special needs things, since I am also the mom of a son with special needs. Don't take my advice as replacement for any experts that you have in your life. It's just some of my own opinions, and my daughter shares the research that she has been doing, and it's just for fun. This is the little printable, but just remember that if you don't want to print it out because of all the colors, you could always just download it onto your phone or iPad or your computer, that you could just have it handy. You will find a link for this free little downloadable printable on my blog, and you will find the link to that in the description box below.
Wait, is this even, this is not a very good angle.
Yes, it is. It's totally fine.
I look so hard.
No, you don't. Okay, so.
I'm not like the angle of this shot.
It's okay. We're gonna live. So everybody, this is my beautiful daughter, Megan. She is the oldest of 4. She is in her, just about to start her 2nd year of her PhD program in music education at the University of Missouri, or at Mizzou. No, wait, they don't call it Missouri. It's
okay.
What is
People
it?
Call the state Missouri.
Missouri.
And the school is called Mizzou.
Mizzou. So that's where.
M-I-Z-Z-O-U.
Okay, do it again.
M-I-Z.
Z-O-U. Woo! Okay. Megan is going to talk a little bit about why amigurumi food can be great for those of you who are facing homeschooling, or you just want to teach your preschoolers and little kids some things, because I know a lot of you may be facing that this fall, and it might be unexpected, and maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and you're looking for ways to combine your love for crochet and teach those kids. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can use amigurumi food for play play and the importance of play for children's development.
So a lot of people might be familiar with Maria Montessori. If you've ever heard of a Montessori school, she was a renowned educator and education philosopher, and she very famously said that play is the work of the child, and it's one of the most important things that children can do to learn. And using tools and props and toys and all kinds of fun things is a really great way for, I'm gonna start laughing.
It's okay. So they could have a play kitchen, like a little play kitchen with the food, and that helps them have fun, but they're also mimicking adults and learning.
And that's a very important thing that you bring up, is the idea of like mirroring adult behavior. That's one of the reasons why children love having like a tool.
Okay, we're gonna get the giggles. We get giggles really bad and totally inappropriate at times. So we're gonna try to get through this like mature adults.
Let's just strategize how we're gonna go with this.
No, it's okay.
I feel like we should have a little bit more of like a structured
No, we don't do that around here. Okay, we're gonna keep it going.
This is not the teaching environment that I'm used to. I need a lesson plan.
We don't have lesson plans over here. We're not gonna get through this, I don't think. Okay,
not appreciate this unstructured environment.
All right, so let's talk about what other things can we use amigurumi food for development of children.
I think that there's a lot of different things that you could use food type props for. It's a great way to teach children about colors and teach them vocabulary. So teaching the words for different food. You could also maybe use it to teach them about different adjectives about food. Like a lemon is sour. This is sweet. You could teach them other words to describe food. You could ask them about, you could use it to teach them words about if you're hungry, are you not hungry, all those kind of things. Teaching them about preferences, adjectives. There'd be a lot of different options you could use.
As a mom of a child with special needs, my third son, well, he's my third child, not my third son. He's my first son, third child. I spent a lot of years in the offices of occupational, physical, and speech therapists. And one of the things that we really had to practice for him were certain sounds were very difficult for him. So, for example, the L sound. He had a very hard time. He wanted to say, instead of lemon, women. What could we do with some of these little amigurumi food toys? We could just practice some of the sounds, right?
Right, absolutely. You could practice some of the sounds. It's also, I actually have a good friend who's a speech therapist, or that's what she's studying, is the ways that children actually eat is how they will describe how to move it. So like open your mouth like you're about to take a bite of something.
Okay.
Put the tongue on the roof of your mouth or whatever. So even the thought about food and eating or whatever can help a parent describe where to put the tongue in the mouth.
That's good information. Yeah, because you could take what you're learning with the speech therapist and help your child to be able to pronounce these sounds or whatever skills you're working on with your child. So I know that when you guys were little, we did things like unit studies. Maybe we were studying a certain country or particular subject. Something that I really like about this book in particular is that there are a lot of foods from other countries, and I think that could be really fun. For example, like if you were studying China and you wanted to do the Chinese takeout and then teach children about the lo mein and the country and the foods that people eat and the culture.
Well, and the Chinese takeout would be a great way to learn about America, more probably than China.
Sure. Right.
But absolutely, and using cultural signifiers with children like art, music, food, games, those are the best ways to teach young children about other cultures, because that's something that they can relate to, things that they experience in their own life. You can also find great videos on YouTube that show children from around the world showing what they eat, what foods that they enjoy, games that they like to play. And so having a little prop that they could use along with that would be an excellent way to teach that.
Okay. And then also for children learning a second language, you know, some of these words, obviously burrito is the same in English as it is Spanish, but you could take some of these other foods that are like egg, you know, there's different things like pancakes, and use them almost like physical flashcards for the foods and the language that they're learning.
Absolutely. Using props is a huge part of a philosophy or a teaching tool called TPR, which is total physical response, which is used a lot in teaching children second languages, and it's the idea that you always have to have something physical, something to respond to. So when a child says what they think, you know, if you have an apple and you're trying to teach them how to say apple in whatever other language, that you always have to have a physical response. You always have to be including something physical with that, because that mimics how children learn language naturally. So a fun game that you could do is to set up a bunch of your items, a bunch of your food items, and have your child ask for what they want.
Oh,
and if they get it wrong, you don't have to say, oh, no, that wasn't wrong. If they ask for apple in Japanese or whatever, you give that to them. And they have to remember, okay, no, if I want the egg, I have to remember, how do I say that? And so that's a great way to sort of show, not tell, because that's exactly how little children learn when they're tiny. When they're a 2 or 3 year old, they have to learn, okay, if I say this, mom does this. So what do I need to say to be able to get her to do the thing to give me what I want? So that would be a great way to set that up.
So now we're going to talk about fine motor and gross motor skills that your kids can learn, whether they are typical children or they have special needs, either one.
Absolutely. So as a music teacher, I focus a lot on teaching children fine motor skills and gross motor skills. And I use a lot of props in my teaching, but it's also something that you could easily use in any other subject or any other discipline. So having little food to practice learning, like the pinching motion, that's something that is really important skill for little children to be able to develop. You know, even just grabbing, moving things around, and then also
stacking.
Yeah, stacking. Absolutely, absolutely. Kind of having to balance that. And then I also in music teaching tend to focus a lot on children's posture and their balance, but that's also something that's important when they're writing. A lot of kids have a tendency to get really uptight with their shoulders whenever they're doing something that's hard for them. So
even
that
adults
could be, that could be.
Don't do this when you're crocheting either.
That could be writing or whatever. So I will have a little stuffed animal, little beanie baby to put on a child's shoulder and tell them, you don't really want to squish. You don't want to really squish your latte. You don't really want to squish your pancakes or whatever it is. And that even just having a little bit of a physical awareness of something right here can really help kids develop a posture that is pain-free for whatever activity that they're doing.
Now let's not forget about those math skills, because I think sometimes that freaks parents out.
I don't like
that freaks some parents out a little bit. What could we use these little toys for math skills?
Well, for little ones, you can use it to just teaching numbers. You know, how many? This is one thing. There's 2 now, 3, whatever. You could also use it to teach addition and subtraction. Having a group of little food items, you take one away. How many is it now? Add one. It's also great for comparison, and even with like a number of things, how many are here versus how many are here, which one, are there more here, more here. You could also ask about sizes, which one is bigger or smaller than the other one. And that's a great way to teach children those concepts, because it's really interesting to adults. The idea of bigger and smaller is so, we have a really strong idea of what that means, but what's really interesting with little children is the way that they see the world. A lot of children will think that something's bigger if they don't know the difference between bigger and taller. So something is bigger around, but if it's taller than the other one, they might look at those noodles versus something really big, the burrito or something. And they would say, well, the noodle is bigger because it's taller. But then you can kind of show them, well, if we can kind of package this up, this one's actually smaller than this one. So it's a really great way to teach those things, because it's difficult as adults to sometimes understand what's in a kid's head until you see it demonstrated.
I really hope that you enjoyed that interview with my daughter and you saw the value in all of her knowledge and our ideas. I do apologize for all the giggling, because once we get started, it is really, really hard to turn it off. But I wanted to remind you guys of a couple of different things. I have a newsletter, if you didn't know, and you can find that in the blog post, which you will find a link to that in the description box below. There's going to be a little box that says, hey, put your email in here and I will send you my newsletter. And I always like to add a little something special to my subscribers, and this month I sent out a cute little yarn related phone wallpaper. It's free. It's just something that I enjoy doing, and I wanted to give that to my newsletter subscribers. I also want to share my program for getting control of those works in progress. It is my printable Honey Get Control of Your Whips. It is a paid printable, but it's only $2.99 US dollars. So it's really inexpensive, but it is a great program for getting control of all of those projects that we as crafters tend to accumulate. I've had a lot of really, really good feedback from people who say they are finally getting control of these things and they are making progress, and that just makes me so, so happy. I would love it if you would give this video a like, if you would subscribe, if you would share this with people, hit the notification so you know when I upload a new video. As always, thank you and happy stitching.